Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you want to know how to publish your very own books, stay tuned for this video.
There's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are. And you don't have to change a thing, the world could change its heart. No scars, see you're beautiful. We're stars and we're beautiful.
Okay, now if you've been watching my channel for the past few weeks, you would have noticed I have been uploading videos based on the books that I've published. 3 so far, and of course more on the way. But I want to share the knowledge that I have in publishing my books, self-publishing my books, so that you guys, if you have intentions, if there's a book you have and you want to publish, these are the steps that I went through to publish my books. Okay, step 1. Now of course you are going to need a manuscript. A manuscript is simply the text that you are writing, the book that you are writing, the words that you are putting on a page. It is recommended that you not write your book, handwrite, but type your book. Because if you write your book and then type it, you're prolonging the publishing process. Okay, it's taking too long. So it's recommended that you go straight to the computer, go to an electronic device, and type your book in a Microsoft Word document. A Microsoft Word document is important because when it's time to spell check your errors, it's readily, the information is ready in there, as opposed to you writing it in notes and having someone to check it over. So it's best that you type your book in Microsoft Word. Okay, now step 2. Let's say you have your book typed in Microsoft Word. You spell checked it, fine. The reason why I told you to type it in Microsoft Word is because when you're going to send your book to the publisher for printing, the publisher who's going to print your book, it's easy for them to format your book in Microsoft Word as opposed to typing your book in Microsoft Publisher or Microsoft PowerPoint. PowerPoint would be very, very hard for the publisher to format it and have it lined up correctly for your book. So Microsoft Word is ideal. Now stage 2. Your book is already written. You already have it laid out the way you want it to be seen in your actual final copy. You need to edit your book. Now, you should have at least 2 editors. Editing is a process where someone else checks your work, not you. Because if we look at our work, as much as I or anybody would read their work over the fine-tooth comb, you're not going to see all the errors. Okay, someone else can come behind and see an error that you didn't see. So it's always good to let somebody else check your work and correct it. Now, editors that I use to cut costs, of course, were English teachers, and these are the best kinds of editors to use because English teachers, their daily job is to check for errors, so they can spot an error from a mile away. I always use English teachers because, like I said, you can't get any better than that. My colleagues who are English teachers, and they can check my work, and I always use 2. One person can do the first check, and the second editor can come behind and check what the second editor did not see. Now it's time for you to find an illustrator. An illustrator is the person or persons who is going to draw the pictures in your book. Now you may say, well, I don't want pictures inside my book. That's fine. You are still going to need an illustrator because an illustrator is going to draw the front cover of your book and the back cover. A book needs a picture on the front or some drawing on the front. You just can't have a book. It's not enticing to have a book with just the title and no picture. So you need an illustrator. If only just to illustrate the front cover of your book, find an illustrator. To cut costs again, I use art teachers or an artist or someone who is really good at drawing. My first 2 books, all my books, were designed and drawn by an art teacher, because like I said, they've studied these things, they know art. So bam, if you let the publisher design your cover for you, it's going to be really expensive. So it's best that when you actually get to that step of publishing, that all these things we're talking about is already in place. Don't let the publisher edit your work because they're going to charge for that. Don't let the publisher draw your pictures because they're going to charge for that. Basically everything that they do, they're going to charge for. Yes, you are still paying for it, but you're paying for it at a cheaper cost. Now you go and search for your publisher. Your pictures are drawn, your work is in print. Now it's time to publish. Looking for a publisher, I would suggest you look locally around in your area, and you look internationally. I looked at international publishers because I looked at price, I looked at who was really good based on the work that I saw that they did before. So I factored all those in, price and based on their previous work, to show me that this person really knows what they're doing. So I went with a company called Ex Libris. Ex Libris published 2 or 3 of my books. They published the first one, Life Experiences, and they published the third one, Just Say It. The second book was published in Omaha, Nebraska by Basic Studios, and the contact person is Mike Mutonka. I'll give you all the information of my publishers in the description box below. Why am I talking so fast? So that you can check them out in case you would want to publish your book. So you have your publisher, you show your publisher your work, you let them know what you want, how you want your book to be set up, and you go from there. Now publishers, they have different prices, so I cannot give you any prices on this video now, because your price will depend on how thick or how thin your book is. Your price will also depend on how many copies you want for your book. Your price will also depend on the design of your book, because if you have your book in color printing will cost more. Black and white will be cheaper. So publishing and prices is up to you and the information that you have in your book and how you want your book to be laid out. Now, the book that I did, The Big School, it cost me the most out of the 3 books that I published for several reasons. Because it's in color, all of the pages are in color, because it's a gloss finish on the color, and because it's a hardback copy and the size of the book. So all of that factors into publishing and your prices. So I can't give any prices now, guys. I'm so sorry. Your price will depend on you. So now we have our manuscript, we've edited a manuscript, we've illustrated a manuscript, we found a publisher, and now it's just time to wait for your book to print. Usually a book takes anywhere between 3 to 5 weeks to print, based on the amount of copies that you want. When I published my book, I think the first time I did it, because it was my first time, I only got 100 copies, because I was testing, that publisher and testing, their printing. So I got 100 copies. The second time I did it, I think I got about 200. So I went with more based on the way that I felt comfortable, in terms of, okay, I know what I'm doing now, my feet is wet, so I can just go whole throttle into this thing. So yeah, like I said, you have your copies, and if you have more copies, of course it'll take longer, less copies will be shorter time, but basically it's about 3 to 5 weeks, also depending on the publisher and how fast they can print and get their work out. And if they have any other orders, well, of course I will slow them up, but if they just focus on you, then of course it'll be faster. So that's basically it, guys. I mean, it's just a matter of fact of actually having something to publish, because a lot of persons say, oh, I want to write a book, oh, I want to do this, but where is your book? Where is your manuscript? Where is your book? You need to have your book. So the first thing you need to do is to start writing. If you have not written your book yet, then you are not ready to publish. I'm sorry. You're looking at the final product. Don't look at the final product. Start. Just do it. Get your work on paper. Get your ideas on print. And once you have that print, you can go from there. with these steps that I've just outlined for you guys. And if there's any questions that you have, leave them in the comment section below and I will address them as soon as possible. I want to do a follow-up video on this because there can be a video for actually each step in the publishing process to get to the final product. So let me know if you want to see that. We can just make this a series like we always do to give you information, but that is it. I try to compact this all into one video so you guys can just get on started with your book if you haven't gotten started already, and if you're kind of stuck, it's going to help you along the way. But that's it for this video, guys. That's all I have for you right now. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, guys, you better press the subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of Be Unique and, you know, just learning and educating ourselves and make sure we stay on track. So subscribe to my channel, guys, like, comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you write that book.